Well, now that we've made rabbits and across the grain and dados across the grain and rabbits with the grain and grooves along the grain, I want to show you just a little variation on how we can do these things. Just as kind of a suggestion. We're going to be doing some projects later on where we're going to be using a lot of rabbits and dados and grooves and that sort of thing. And my interest has been to get you to start. So I've been talking about using the very simplest of tools. I just want to show you a couple of things that can speed things up a little bit and help with uniformity in the work. They're not necessary, but they're really nice to have. For instance, I've just made another dado. Same way, knife it, saw it, chip it out with the chisel. But I haven't tried to take it right down nice and neat and clean with the chisel and level, you know. There's another tool that can do that for us. And here's an example here. This is our router. Yeah. Where's the engine? Where's the motor? Where's the plug-in, right? I know what you're thinking. But this is the original kind of, we call them router planes now, but they were just called routers. Basically, it's a blade that can be set at a certain distance below this working surface. It's adjustable, a couple of handles. What this means is we can set the cutter to the depth we want our dado to be. Chip it out, doesn't have to be terribly neat. We can set that right into the dado and just work backwards. There. Perfectly flat, perfectly level to an exact depth that we want. If you're doing a lot of them, you can see where that saves you a lot of time. This is an old Stanley number 71. You can find them. They're not very expensive. There are modern replicas, and some of them are better than the original Stanley. They can be quite pricey. So, but if you can get one, get one. But don't put off starting until you can get one. I just wanted to show you that that just makes life kind of quick. Another thing that can make life a little quicker is, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Might be something that could help make a groove. All we need is the marking lines, a chisel to take it out, and it works just fine. But if you're making a lot of them, it helps if you have a tool that's made just for that. Here's one of those tools. This is called a plow plane. This is an antique wooden one. Unfortunately, these tools can be very expensive. Collectors love them. Well, you can see why, right? But if you have someone who can give you one, or you can pick up one very inexpensively, and it's in reasonable shape, do so. Another tool that can do the same thing, plus a number of others, is a Stanley 45. These aren't made anymore, but Stanley made them for many decades. You can see they belong in a family. This is the age of cast iron, right? Late 90s. And basically it has a fence that can be set, cutter, and the fence can run along the edge. And you can see that it starts to cut out a groove that's always the same distance from an edge. There's a depth stop. It will cut the groove just so far and no farther. That speeds things up. I just wanted to show those to you now because later on we've got a number of projects. We're going to make a lot of grooves, a lot of dados, a lot of rabbits. And we'll use some of these tools. So if you can afford it, if you can come across them inexpensively, they're very useful. And we'll talk a lot about them. But in the meantime, make sure you start. See you later.